Well, so my partners are here. Mavi, how was your weekend? Could you too?
My weekend was eventful, eh?
Hey.
Yeah. I was at the Rhythms on the Runway.
KOD.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots and lots
That's
of people came
1957?
Yes, indeed. And then yesterday, I got a rather rare treat. I was invited to visit the contestants of the Miss Commonwealth Ghana beauty pageant at their home where they are being camped.
Okay.
So apparently they are
in
running...
Accra?
Yes, right here in Accra. Apparently they are running some sort of elimination program until the final next weekend. So every week some people get evicted from
by
the
rough
house.
tactics or...
I don't know. I didn't ask too many questions about the tactics. But the ladies are beautiful,
Very
lovely
beautiful.
young ladies, and they're very smart. I gave them the chance to ask me questions, and I got over 20, 25 questions from them. Very deep questions that made me think. And it was such a pleasure to spend time
what's
with
their
them.
age range?
Her eyes in the corner.
What's their...
No, I mean, you said that you went to the place where they camp them. Just wondering if you were camped and released this morning yourself.
Well, I wouldn't have objected, but no, I wasn't. I was neither camped nor released. Well, I suspect, I didn't ask for an individual, but I suspect that they will all be sort of above 18.
So what's the relevance of this particular one? Because it's Commonwealth.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting tired of all these pageants and women being showcased just as beauty queens, you know.
Yeah, it's actually something we discussed last night. You know, the perception that what the world thinks of beauty queens. And well, Miss Commonwealth has existed for a long time, but it's only just come to Ghana. They did the first one last year. So it's existed, how many countries in the Commonwealth? 80 something. So every year they have a pageant, you know, and it's something supported by the Queen and so forth. But for the first time, it started in Ghana because in 2017, the woman who won the whole contest was representing the UK, but she happens to be of Ghanaian descent.
Okay.
You know, so it got Ghana excited about it, and they also decided to start the pageant here. But you're very right. People have a certain view.
Because, you know, in the end, what's the
beauty
effects? What, you know, you're crowned and then what?
Yeah. I have always thought beauty should open doors, you know. So it shouldn't be enough to simply stand on a stage and be crowned as a queen of something. It must mean something, it must lead to something.
Absolutely.
Something.
So you said they were intelligent. So among
Roland, can we do the papers?
The crop of their
can
age
we do the
group, are they
papers?
the most intelligent?
I don't know. I haven't done a full survey of young women in Ghana, but I was very impressed by this group of ladies and the questions they have for me.
All right.
All right, let's come back home now. Let's do the newspapers. I'll do two, the Times and the Finder.
Okay.
Maybe the Dispatch?
Yeah. Actually, oh, you'll do the Dispatch?
You can, if you.
Are you sure?
You can, yes.
Yeah. All right. In that case, I'll do three. I'll do the Daily Graphic, the Daily Statesman, and the Daily Dispatch.
I have the rest of the tablets. Informal Observer and the rest.
However you want to start?
Yeah, this is the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Front page, don't bribe judicial service staff. Chief Justice advises public. Very interesting details of that, page 17. Also, government orders police to arm police on operational duties. Government orders police to arm police on operational duties. One district, one factory fruits juice factory completed at Ekumfi. Murder of 2 cops. Police nab key suspect, and we're told he was on his way to the Volta region. So they got him in Akosombo, and he had disguised himself. He put a big plaster on his face so he could not be recognized. But thank God he was arrested. 2 arrested for robbery on Sola-Wa Highway, and Somalia kicks off drive for women participation in electoral process is also another front page story. Let's check how centers spread. Details of what the Chief Justice had to say. So Justice Sophia Ekufu has urged the public to stand firm and refuse to give bribes to any judicial service staff in the discharge of their duties. And according to her, the staff of the judicial service are paid, and any illegal money paid to any staff was a bribe, and the giver and the taker are both criminals. The Chief Justice said this on Friday at Dodowa in the Shire Sudoku districts of the Greater Accra region when the Assembly handed over the refurbished magistrate court to the judicial service. This bit about the vice president's Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia has led a government delegation to Kumasi for the burial service of the late Lance Corporal Muhammad Awar, who was killed in the line of duty on Wednesday, August 28th at Aklaku near Kaswa in the central region. In all, 5 officers, including a woman, have been shot and killed in the last month in various parts of the country while discharging their lawfully mandated duties. Journalists urged to refrain from unprofessional, irresponsible conduct. The rector of the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, Professor Philip Ebo Bonzi Simpson, has cautioned journalists to refrain from unprofessional and irresponsible conduct in the discharge of their duties. A lot more in the story. Back page now. Black Queens, Meteors in action. Also, Ash Gold left BK Edusai Cup after beating Kotoko on penalties. Let me do the second paper that I have, which is the Finder. So front page of the Finder now. Free SHS. Placements out Friday. 10% quota for students from public junior high schools. Dr. Awal asked entrepreneurs to create internship opportunities for students. Our win on my Hene denies taking part in flogging incident. I reprimanded the University of Education Winneba VC not marking Winneba Zongo chief. University of Ghana Legon gets E-Anansi Library funded by West Blue Consulting. And that's it for what's on the front page, the Finder newspaper.
Okay, let me do a couple of the newspapers I have. I have the Daily Guide, has on the front page. Sir, we got him. How cop killer was grabbed. It has inserted pictures of the deceased, the victims on the other hand, and the bastard Eric Kujudria. We know that his video and pictures have so far gone viral. Also on the front page of the Daily Guide, Ghana, Japan, deepen ties, and a tad picture of Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Chief wants weave factory. I'll side with the chief. Police examine evidence in Otumfuo's chief murder. Back page, we have Kwekuyebwa quits NC post, a spokesperson for the GFA Normalization Committee.
He quit?
I'm told, yeah, according to a story.
Oh,
yeah.
Tendered his resignation last Friday.
Wonder what triggered that, because the Africa Cup certainly did not.
But the thing too is that I think that they are winding up, you know. So
they've been normalized themselves.
sometimes you go when the applause is high.
Is it high now?
Is high.
Is it high?
They're supposed to do some work, so I don't know whether there's among the football fraternity, I have to say that they don't have a very good prominence and public opinion. Yeah.
Dan is one of my favorite sports journalists outside, you know, our team here at Multimedia. I think he's really, really talented. When he was chosen for this role, it occurred to me that it's not a journalism role that he's been asked to do, and I was keen to see, you know, whether he would be able to, you know, live up to it. I don't know. Did we hear anything particularly surrounding him and his functions, that he wasn't doing a good job or anything like that?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Okay,
it was
so
when he asked people to shut up when they went to Egypt.
That,
you know, if you benefited.
That sparked some controversy. I remember that one, yes. But I don't know if that is why he's resigning. I'm sure he has his own
Oh, I would
reasons.
love to read the story to get the understanding, yeah.
Interesting.
All right, so other stories we have.
We all will quit someday.
Yeah, definitely. So there was a spat between Mane and then Salah during their match the other day. But Jurgen Klopp, as their German coach, says that, look, don't worry at all, it's normal.
No, it's not normal.
It's normal.
It's not normal, because I saw playbacks of some of the games and how Salah had been selfish. But I hear it was Mane who started this.
Oh, the rivalry has been.
So it is not normal. If it doesn't fix this, it will hurt the club.
Yeah.
In fact,
I think they better cooperate.
I'm sure it hurt them yesterday. You know?
Well, I mean, they won, so
No, well,
If they
it might
had
not have hurt
lost,
the score line, but it will certainly affect the, you know, the changing. Is it changing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The dressing
it will
room.
hurt the dynamics in there. Nobody wants.
it was a bit nasty. I mean, because it was too open, and not even the manager could stop it. Manny was so angry.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was. The Ghanaian Observer document exposes former BOG deputy governor, and then we have other stories. The Akufo-Addo oils Ghana Japan ties of cooperation. We're told that Toyota, following this visit, we're hoping that we can have a Toyota manufactured car in Ghana by the next 2 years. That'll be a good one.
Toyota assembled.
Or assembled.
Well, although we made this point the other week, didn't we? The other day, that assembly is a part of manufacturing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I guess manufactured. You ever found them?
So we have other stories there. Vice President Bawumia donates bus to T.I. Ahmadiyya, and we have other stories as well. Let's go to the Informer. Has on the front page, Akufo-Addo's posture towards corruption in Ghana, invitation to civil unrest, MPP guru predicts, security services in trouble. That's the Informer newspaper, as MPP faces out Cap 30 in 2021. I'm not sure that security agencies will be
Can I
able.
ask a quick question, sorry, about the last paper you did, where it says the Vice President donates a bus to T.I. Ahmadiyya. Is it the Vice President himself, like his own funds, or is it the government of Ghana that has given the bus to T.I. Ahmadiyya?
I haven't particularly paid attention, but let me just go to the story and then we'll get to know. I hope it's in.
I hope I'm not taking too much time. It's just, you often hear things like that. President donates this, you know.
So you wanted to know whether it
minister
was his own
donates that.
funds.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just want to know whether it was the Vice President
Okay,
himself.
so he said the Vice President has donated a 32-seater bus to T.I. Ahmadiyya. The presentation was done on behalf of Dr. Bawumia by the Second Lady, Hajia Samira.
Okay.
And the donation was in fulfillment of a promise made by the Vice President to the school last year during your speech and prize giving
So it's
day.
a personal donation. That's very, very kind of him. Very good.
When they
of him.
put it this way, it means it's a personal donation.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. That's what it would. That's what it would indicate. I mean, he
Okay.
can't go and make a promise to his school with state funds.
All right.
That he's going to donate a bus to them with state funds. I mean, there are institutions of the state responsible for that.
Okay.
So if the bus needs, if the school needs a bus, the Vice President can advocate for the appropriate institutions to go and provide them with a bus.
Okay.
But this sounds like his own
personal
well,
fulfillment of
good
a
for him.
promise.
I mean, I would like to encourage him and other politicians who are in a position to donate things like that, to donate ambulances as well when they get opportunities, because they are also badly needed across the country.
Let's go to the Today newspaper. It says Indum demands license back, and the story says that he's gone to court. Government praises Ghana Baptist Convention for massive development or developmental interventions. Mahama nurses hot. The story is on page 3 because of a viral video of nurses of the Nlarugu Nursing Training College. Already, we've had a statement from the administration, the school's administration. Kweku Yeboah resigns as NC spokesperson. That one also gaining prominence. On the back page, Jordan equals 2015 record. It's the first time since he's been able to score back-to-back. That's a good for him. Gentleman is on fire. It's on fire. Let's go to the new publisher. It has on the front page, passport fees to go down. It's a promise given by Shali Ayokoboche, the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs. Fear grips cop killer, cries in cells with one eye. It's actually a plaster. So you find him there. Government launches e-Anansi libraries. Okay. I'm done?
Okay, all right. I'll do the Daily Graphic, the Statesman, and then the Dispatch in that order. So this morning, banner headline, Daily Graphic, pass Public Officers Conduct Bill, CHRAJ urges government. And I suppose this has been occasioned by the most recent case referred to CHRAJ by government. That would be the PPA case. But you remember that bill. It was laid before Parliament in 2015.
I think that would be during the the Speaker,
Doajaho.
Doajaho, yeah.
Now, here's what's
I
funny.
think he had said they should debate that bill at the time.
Who, Doajaho? No, he actually he agreed for it to discontinue. Do you know why? Because everybody started laughing when the part of the bill that said any gift above 10,000 Ghana cedis should be declared. As soon as that was mentioned, it became a matter of ridicule. Everybody started laughing. And the speaker said, okay, look, let's just drop this conversation for now. That's the ability of politicians to take decisions that are not in conformity with the will of the people they represent. Because that 10,000 ceiling, I remember the number of interviews and conversations we had on the Super Morning Show, members of the public calling in. In fact, 10,000 cedis was the upper limit. People thought, look, anytime somebody gives you a gift that is capable of making any positive impact on a public official, whether it's an assemblyman or a minister, you give somebody 5,000 Ghana cedis, they can do a lot with it. So people were saying, no, it should be even lower than 10,000. But in Parliament, they laughed and said, put this to one side. And it's been 4 years. Nobody has gone back to it. And they're representing who? Us?
Ghanaian.
I don't know. Okay, front page, Daily Graphic. Kolebu reattaches severed wrist. This is historical, and it's the burns unit, the plastic surgery and burns unit that did this. They did microsurgery. They used a Carl Zeiss microscope, and they attached 28 separate tissues in the wrist to reconnect it, and it is a fully functioning wrist again. It was severed, cut off, and it's the first time that has been done here. Well done to Kolebu and the burns unit. That's really great.
That's Dr. Ampoma's units.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Graphic tops Maiden Central Region GJA Awards. Congratulations to the Daily Graphic. Suspected cops killer lands in BNI cell. As at the back page, Trade Commission begins investigations into unfair trade practices. And Chief Justice inaugurates refurbished Dodowa District Court. Center spread. Under regional focus, chiefs plead for action on Atebubu Kwame Danso Road. There are some bad roads in Ghana, eh? Look at this. Also, there is a new Lavender Hill. That's the story about the waste treatment plant which replaced the closed Lavender Hill. And of course, Joy Clean Ghana campaign is about to begin, so some of these sanitation issues will be very heavily highlighted on our channel. All right, Daily Statesman next. Crime knows no political colors. Bawumia calls for close links between citizens and police to fight crooks. I completely agree with this. Crime knows no political colors, but sometimes policing knows political colors, and that can be a hindrance. If policing is to fight crime, and crime is free of political colors, policing, you know what to do. Okay, African Green Revolution Forum in 2019 in Accra. Ghanaian healthcare attracts acclaim in Japan, and on the back page, top 10 richest African footballers in 2019. Essien, Jan Muntari make the list. All right, Daily Dispatch next. An independent president to use NPP and NDC MPs to govern. Will Abu Sakara be the answer? Well, that's a question being raised by the Daily Dispatch. Why would the independent president have to use NPP and NDC MPs? Oh, MPs, sorry, not ministers. Yes. Okay, Obeda Samwa on the Kwame Nkrumah years in Ghana's history. PDS probe over. President to act this week. That's according to Project Opon Nkrumah. UEFA's team rankings are on page 11 as well, and that does it for the Daily Dispatch.
All right.
The story of interest is this one, which is also, I think, in the Daily Graphic, about the Chief Justice asking us not to bribe judicial workers. But there's another angle to it. You know, not too long ago, she went around closing down structures that didn't befit, like a court or courtroom, whatever, and buildings that had been put up but still couldn't do the job of a court. Shayo Osudoku was one of the places where she inspected, and she actually didn't give a time frame. It's just to fix it, refurbish it. But they've been able to do it in 6 months. So this is really laudable. This is going back to open this.
And within
this
the period,
building
she empowered
in 6
the various MMDCs
Yes,
to be
MMDAs.
very much responsible for it, to make sure that these structures which were within their jurisdiction were really up to the taste.
So Shai Osudoku, because I remember she went to the Western region, as well. I guess now it would be Wilson Arthur's constituency and his districts. And I remember they said the building was new, and but it still couldn't pass for a court. But Shai Osudoku, we've got to say big ups to the assembly. I think they've done incredibly well within 6 months.
This one has met her criteria.
Yes, that's why she's gone back to open it. Why do you think she would do that?
Oh, maybe she may have compromised. You never know.
No. She wouldn't do that.
Ultimately, I'll bet those who have to work in that courtroom will be glad that she called for a higher standard.
Yeah.
Because now they have a better facility, right?
This meets the standard, because they said the previous one was a death trap. In fact, in most of the districts that she visited, I mean, us watching it even on video, you are like, really? No privacy for the sitting judge and things like that. Yeah. So one for Shai Osudoku.
Yeah. The question is also going to be, when are we going to have the various MMDCs work speedily to bring up to standard the various ones? Because if you visit many of these areas outside the urban communities, you get to find that the courts are just not in the right state.
This one cost 190,000 Ghana cedis.
Just.
Yeah, with sitting capacity of more than 200.
Going to
with sitting, let's ask Madam Hawa Kumsine. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday to the Deputy CEO of Maslock, Ifia Akutu. I've never met her, but she and I have a wonderful relationship on Facebook.
Oh.
Yes.
There was a lot of love shown to her
very lovely
yesterday.
On Facebook. Yes. It was her birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to you, Ifia.
I also have a special one just before we go. Police intelligence units. There's a gentleman called Philip Yesuto Avohe. It's your birthday today, Philip. Enjoy your birthday today. Happy birthday from your friend Nanaya Brefo as well. And Philip, us. You are now our friend.
May you be protected on the road.
Now, just before sports, the police picked up the suspect in the shooting. He was on his way to Aflao. To the Bolton region. He was stopped, even though he had a massive plaster on his face.
So
now, that thing is very good at changing your appearance. But the police still spotted him. It tells you that when the police want to work, when they want to work. So you have to ask questions about all the times when they haven't worked. What has happened?
Is it all the time that we think they haven't worked?
No, I'm asking about all the occasions on which they haven't worked.
Yeah.
They haven't done a good enough job because the crime has not been solved. By our standard. People have got away with it. People are sitting at home. They are not even traveling to evade arrest. They are at home and they haven't been arrested. Number one, left this country through a border, even though he was on bail. And one of his bail conditions was that he should not leave the country. He left. Somebody put plaster on his face and was caught at Adome Bridge. He wasn't even crossing a border. At a toll booth, he was caught. Sports next.